How's it going? It's was it Monday? What am I month? Month 15? Month 15. Woohoo! So let's see, what have I been working on? I know, I'm washed out as heck. It's I'm sitting there by a window with gray skies and lots of sun behind the clouds, so just creating this gray me look. And apparently my camera is not much of a fan, so I don't know really what I could do about it, honestly. It used to be I can configure video, but let's see if I can get this to correct a little bit. Oh, let's see, saturation maybe? Oh, I'll go black and white. How about... That doesn't, that kind of, sort of, in a way, kind of fixes some stuff. Let's go brightness. See if I can tell the brightness. There's not much I can do with the sun right here, to be honest. It's just garbage. I mean, there's not a lot of options here. So, yeah. How about exposure? Oh yeah, that might do it. Oh, that's a little better. I need to go back over here though. Brightness. I'm not quite as washed out. Still got I still have the sun still blasting me in the face, but the gray sky. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, I'm slowly inching forward on my this is we're showing it there. Let's give it this. I don't think I need this right now. I am noticing that seems so random as well. Okay, so getting it loaded slowly but surely. Hey Karama, how's it going? So I can select my play types. You can see I need some differentiation between titles. These top 4 items are titles, and this is actually a button, but you can't tell which one's selected. So yeah, I gotta fix that. I gotta make them look something. I don't know. Give them some kind of I want them to be full screen square backgrounds, you know, just like you're toggling a look on the screen. But I haven't figured out how best to do that yet. So graphics, not my thing. But I am slowly starting to get all this stuff loaded. But the problem is, why didn't that break? Did that not even load my formations? How did it do that? It did not even try to load my formations? Why didn't it try to load my formations? Did it skip over? Because I said I do get this, but did it skip it? That's not good. So I go here, load data, and then I have all formations. Where is this called? So we go here, set preferences. No, I'll just set to pass, that's just the default. So load data goes there, show panel. But where's the formation? Where's the formation part? Because this guy, where's that being called at? Populate personnel. I hope you're feeling better today, Karama. I know you weren't, you were stressing out yesterday when we chatted. On play type selected. Oh, really? So I have to select one of these guys. If I say run middle, that's how that works. Does this work? No, it does. Kind of works. It's not formatting it correctly, but it is working. Sort of, because this isn't working either. So the wide receiver count is supposed to be adjusting according to the selections. It's supposed to say running back count and tight end count after selection. So whatever's happening, I think what I need to do is put a block on here that this whole panel here is like disabled. I don't even know how can I set this panel disabled. It's not a, there's reverse arrangement. I think I might need a pop-up that says select Playtype first. But and you know what? I think I'm gonna go one farther, and I want to put the. I think I want to put the selection down here. Maybe even shrink this, put it up here, and then have it here. But it's I want to show what it's gonna put on the selection. Alexa, turn off Firestorm. Getting hot in here. Be right back. Kind of ice pack. I gotta put an ice pack on my elbow. I've been trying to fix my elbow. Problem is when I go to the gym and I do pull-ups or anything that kind of has my arms, you know, like basically when I'm straining the inside of my arm. It, trying to figure figure out the best way to do this. I don't want to put my shirt back on. I don't have anything to hold it on my arm while I'm working. It's a problem. And these sleeves are huge and thick, and they work like a. They grab the ice. Such a makeshift problem. It's like, what are you doing? Would you believe I'm trying to get ice on my arm? There's nothing to do with my stream, of course, but other than it's keeping me from doing it. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes. I think of my triceps and my forearms. I got some fickle arms, don't I? No, I get so distracted by nonsense. All right, let's see what I can get done here. So I'm still having a little bit of issues with my Playtypes loading up here. Say it is loading, it's not formatting correctly, so we're getting closer, but I need a couple of things. One, I think I need to disable this and have some kind of a pop-up occur that says select Playtype before you select the running back options, running back tight end personnel. Then I need to put an option down here that's kind of like, what is your play type? I'm trying to decide if I want to just do this, if it'd be faster for me to do it, or to see if I can get it or have AI do it. Because really all it's doing is reading through here. It's actually reading it fine. It's not correctly formatting it though, that's the thing. But I think I have a format. It's supposed to be on change, but it's not doing anything on change. That's the problem. Yeah, it's not changing it. Nor is that triggering that. Refresh Playtype list. So we are populate personnel options, which doesn't actually trigger the. So I think this is loading fine, but let's see. I'm gonna try something here. I'll click on this here. Click here. So this doesn't have anything in it. Then we go here, and this loads. Then we go in, and then it kind of blasts it. But on Playtype, nope, that's not it. So this is this is when it's loading. But I think one of the options here has to be Problem is any's not really an option. What it is it means not selected. So it just basically means we're not setting a personnel. So it's going to be any. This should be 5. This should be any, not 5. I don't know why that's showing up as 5. There's a number of things I gotta figure out here. I'm typing. So these guys are supposed to be adjusting update drop down display. Let's see here. And then we have running back display. Click on this. So now it says, whoa. Oh, that was nice. Stop it. Really nice. Stop it. I do have to leave probably in an hour, 45 minutes. It might be an hour. I don't know. I guess I have to go drop off my car for the 3rd time in a little over a month to get something else fixed. It had years. It had a good few years there where I didn't have to take it in at all, but other than, you know, for oil change or whatever. But we've since ran into a couple of snags on my good streak of not having to get my car fixed. Hey, Mr. Bot, how's it going, man? What's the latest? So if that is, okay, so that is loading, huh? But that is not correctly displaying. So I gotta go to wide receiver count. Little does he know. Little, what, ooh, what? Little does who know. Does he know? Are you guys talking about my... Uh-oh. Well, what's the worst that can happen? Overcook you? Dunk you in milk? They don't sound like the most threatening of people. I mean, I guess anybody can be crazy, but it just doesn't sound all that dangerous. Okay, so where was I? So why am I getting a 5? So wide receiver count 0. Okay, so we're saying total skill positions. All right, so it's setting this, but if what is this saying? Okay, so this is... So we're either, oh, see, we're either getting this or we're getting 0. And I can't say if there's 0, then it's any, because that's not valid. I think what has to be done is somebody has to actually select a value. So I think this is just called wrong. It has to have a value. And I think I just really don't think there's much to be worried about there, man. Just they don't strike me as... I go, what do I know about them? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's... Maybe they're secretly psycho too, but I lean towards you're probably all right. You probably don't have anything to worry about. But hey, there's some crazies out there, I guess. So I think the problem is this updated on the initialized dropdown, which is not the time to update this. So I'm getting rid of that. We don't want that to update on initialized dropdown because they haven't even been clicked yet. That's a silly place to do that. Then we actually need, I think they have to actually have a value, but I suppose populate personnel options are populated, but I don't think populating it should trigger a wide receiver count update either. It's only the changing it that's going to do that. Then, once we're here, we're going to set these, but only if... Alright, let's see, let's go with that. Let's see what we got here. I have to stop this though, because it's probably not gonna work without me restarting. I know there's supposedly a tool I can buy that would allow me to compile while I'm working, which would probably be the best way to go. But I thought I stopped it. Did I not stop it? Oh, I waited for it to compile. That's what I did. Okay. I don't want to close this yet, so let's go ahead and just do a file. Save. No, I don't want to do that. So where are you from, Mr. Bot? Are you here in the US? Or are you like overseas? Well, to me it's overseas. I bet. Are you local to the United States? Or are you somewhere abroad? Well, like I said, to me. Isn't this running? Oh, there it is. Took you long enough. Unity is not a fast application. I will say that much. Oh, you are in the US. Oh, cool. You're not a football fan. That's all right. There's a few of them out there. All right, so that should say any. What the heck? Why does that keep saying 5? Why is that changing to 5? So something is triggering this guy to say 5 because I had it set to any. Why is that saying it? What is changing it to 5? You know what? There is wide receiver count field. Okay, so I think that I'm looking for the where you at? Has value. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Wide receiver count. I would say I hate that I can't do this while it's running. I have to go close it again. I don't want to close it again. It takes so long. Every little change has to shut down and restart Unity. I should probably look into that tool that lets you do a hot and compile. Wait for this to build. Come on. You're holding up the show, man. Close it. Start it up again. I mean, it'll save my changes. It just won't compile them until I restart. It's just irritating. And this is just the play types. Then I got to do the plays. And once I get that done, theoretically, I should be close to being able to actually create my game plan. Then I can actually go, once I have a game plan that's actually set up, doing what it's supposed to do, then I can start working on the simulation. That's all I need. I just need to create game plans and be able to work on a simulation. Simulation is the crucial part that's using everything that I'm doing. Everything I've done over the last 10 months, it's all about the simulation. Okay, so it stayed any this time. That's good. Click here. Don't have a value. Perfect. We're still saying any. Now it's not correctly updating to say running back count and tight end count because that gets wiped out for some reason. And I think that's partly because I don't think they're calling the formatting. But I did add these helper functions that are supposed to. Are we not getting? Is any? How is it? I get that, but I'm not funny guy. I'm not, I don't, I occasionally might say something kind of funny or goofy, but it's not enough to create clips. And I'm honestly, I'm kind of just I don't know. I'd say I'm probably just kind of, I do boring things. I mean, I'm well, okay, so when I'm playing games on the weekends, that's probably the best time. But when I'm coding, which is what I do most of the week, I'm just working on this game. And you know, there's very few, I have seen very few coders, well, okay, let's put it this way. There's very few coders out there who have a lot of followers that are just coding while they're online. There's a lot of them that are, they do videos and they do some coding online. And those guys, you know, they might have decent amounts of following. But Alexa, stop. But there's not a lot of just people coding. You know, there's a number of I don't know. I think my problem is I just am not entertaining enough. I'm not one of those people who just like can. It's all about charisma. You got to have that charisma that people are just like, oh, you're either funny as all get up, which nobody says anymore, but I'm using it because it's a good amplifier. You're either super duper funny, or you're super duper good looking, or you're a woman. Some reason women can get following just by being online. They don't even have to be entertaining. I've seen some pretty boring streamers that are female and they have like, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers, and I'm like, she barely even talks. She doesn't do nothing. She's just like, they're just dry and boring, and they barely respond. But hey, they're female, and that's all you gotta get. Sometimes that's all it takes. Now, they're not gonna get the multi-million subscribers unless they also have the entertainment factor. Or, I mean, like live streamers who solely or who primarily live stream, do very little as far as actual creating video content, require those things: high charisma, or high humor, or just something that's just really outrageous about them. You know, that they can be really like just they're loud, they're angry all the time. I mean, they have something that's just over the top craziness, right? Those people can get it. Now, if you have any combination of those things, well, you're going to do even better. So if you got multiples of that stuff. Beyond that, live streams don't fare very well, be it games or anything else. You got to be, if you don't have those, at least one, if not multiple of those items, live streamers are kind of, you know, some of them have been doing it for years and they've managed to accumulate a few thousand. There is a point at which you can start getting, what do you call it? What's the term? Critical mass. Critical mass is when you get to that point where just being online will get you more people, because you're now getting that momentum and you're starting to appear at the top of the search, and you show up every now and then, and every time you go on, you're gaining 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 followers. You know, I mean, the bigger you get, the more followers you get, and it's kind of like a landslidey thing. Now, there is a point where it starts to do this, right? You know, depending on who you are. I mean, if you're big enough and fantastic enough, you're going to go really high before you go down, but eventually everybody kind of like goes down a little and they flatline. But rarely, unless they just stop streaming, are they ever going to lose everybody. Unless they've done something that just made the world mad at them. And even then, those people still, you know, there's a few streamers that have crashed and burned, but they still have more followers than most of us little people who, you know, like me. It's like this channel is now on its second year, I think. I started it like in December 2 years ago. I want to say 2 years ago. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't even know when I went first live on the YouTube channel. On the Twitch channel, I've had that for like 4 years, I think. And maybe I've had the YouTube one for a while too. But it's at least a year, if not 2 years, younger than my Twitch channel. And I mean, that's not very long. I mean, on the grand scheme, some of these people have been doing their streams for 5, 10 plus years. And if you were doing them way back when, it was easier to get new streamers or new viewers, followers, that kind of thing. Now it's harder. I mean, just in general, it's harder because you got so much more competition. Everybody's out there. So you got to have your niche. It's got to be something. I used to try doing things. Like, I try to be goofy. Like, I would try to do things like, I mean, I do it sometimes just out of reflex, and that's talking in different voices. I'll do that every now and then, but it's not a normal thing. Sometimes I thought it'd be cool just to try and do a different voice every time I streamed so people would get confused. That's not your normal voice, is it? I don't remember you sounding that weird. It's like, no, I've always thought this is my thing, man. I've always talked in this voice. Any other voice you heard was fake. I was making stuff up. You would never know for sure if it was a real voice or not, because I would just do the same one for a week, and everybody would be like, pretty sure you sound like that. I think your mic is broken, man. You're sounding really off. I don't know, like it's high or squeaky. Nope, nothing wrong with my mic. I think you're just remembering wrong, man. I've always had this odd voice. Then you can always try the things like when you're doing stuff like, I could try the old smooth Barry White, you know. I really like to do this programming. I'm working on this game. Got to do something smooth, easy to watch, you know, have something that just brings those people in and they're just feeling it because you got that groove and the nice, smooth, deep voice, you know. Like I always say, if you're not smooth, you're rough. Doing that kind of thing. The problem is I can't do that stuff with a straight face for very long. I start laughing at myself. I find myself more funny and humorous than most of the people who ever watch me. So they're probably like, this guy's a weirdo, man. He laughs at his own jokes and they're not even funny. Like, well, you know, c'est la vie. Such is the way of it. All right, so we need to figure out how to get, if tie to end count does not have a value, I'll set it to 0. So the display is go to definition. So there's something weird about my definition, because it does say tied end count here, but obviously it's not actually triggering. So I have this, so it has to be on tied end count changed, but all right, let's go back up here and see if I'm even getting here. Had a point at which it breaks. All right. So we're going to go click on, all right, it's already set to any. We're going to go here, and I'm going to say, oh, no, we can't do that one. Let's go here. And we'll say 1. All right, so we go F10, tight end count, drop down. So we are going in here correctly, good. We are splitting and putting stuff up. Oh, we are skipping over. We should not be skipping over. That's why we're not getting in here. Text 1. Oh, so it's only 1, 2, 3. So it can't pull that off. So we got parts.length equals 2 and int try parse. So it's just an integer. Oh, no. Also, that's not the kind of game my game is. I haven't worked on the simulation yet. I haven't built the simulation yet. I've, I've built some of the simulation logic behind the scenes, but my game is not Madden. This is not going to be a Madden simulation. This is a manager game, all front office football, 8 and 9, and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 3 2 1, and or something like. I'm actually hoping for a graphics level and a similar simulation feel. Although I'm hoping to be a lot more complex, but visual feel of Big Win Football. Check it out on YouTube. I'm hoping it runs smoothly like that. It's gonna have maybe that level of graphics, not the same kind of graphics. I'm going for a whole different thematic feel, but I'm hoping it runs smoothly. It'll be kind of cartoony like that, sort of. Um, but I just like the way that game kind of deals with the simulation. But again, it's not a game like Madden. It's not a. I'm trying to figure out what the category is called for that. I mean, they're management games though. So you manage the team, you draft, you set up your coaches, you train, you manage your team's finances and your roster and your planning for the team. And then you take everything you've done and prepared, and you go and you're playing in a league, and you're kind of like a GM in a sense. So you're going to be setting it up. You'll have coaches, you'll have all that stuff. And then when the game runs, it runs on its own. So again, look at on the phone, you can look at games like The Program or Football GM or I'm trying to think of all Front Office Football and RedZone.org and those games all do a simulation where but their simulation is by far it's lousy. That's one of the reasons why I'm developing this game is nobody's doing cool or good simulations. And I don't know why. I think it has a lot to do with the way that they're intertwining stats. I think a lot of these games, they build these simulation engines that use their stats, but maybe they don't know how, or maybe they haven't figured out a way to build all that detailed functionality of the stats into the way the game simulates, or at least not visually. So that's why they don't do a graphics engine. Because I've seen very few, if any, that do it. And the couple that I've seen, like you can go to Steam and there's one or two that will try that. I want to say there's only one that I've seen. That's a manager style game that for football. Again, this is American football, by the way, not soccer. So many people, they think I'm talking about soccer right up to the point where it's, well, you know it's American football because you're from the U.S. and I also know because you said throw a ball, which of course in soccer the only one who ever throws a ball is the goalie. So you're at least on that page, which is good. But yeah, you're going to be trying to manage and do all that stuff. But I'm hoping to get a better sim that's a lot more like Big Win Football. Other games that do something similar is like Super Tiny Football, but you get to control that one a little bit. You can control the quarterback and the running back, but only a little bit. It's like you can make him drop back. You kind of control this toggle and it'll throw a ball, but you don't really have a lot of control. But those games that do have actual players on the field, very few of them have the level of management and detail in the background that I'm trying to put in. But at the same time, I'm trying to be more friendly to the avid fan who doesn't want to look at spreadsheet hell. There's the Front Office Football, which is one of the more well-known management games for football. If you look at their description on Steam, they actually mention they have 205 pages of stuff on their thing. 205 pages of just stuff, things to look at, click on, whatever. I'm like, wow, wow, that is just too much. I like the idea of management games, but it needs to be somewhere in the middle, and there is no in the middle. Nobody does it in the middle. Everybody's like way over one way, and they go down into the weeds and all this other like detailed garbage. It's like, I don't want to. That's too much. And then there's games like the program on the phone. By the way, my game's, I'm building it to run on the phone and on PC. It's got a back end so you can play against other people. So you can be in leagues with other people, and your games and teams will run against each other. And those games run in the back end, not on the front end. I mean, visually they can run in the front end because they'll take that data and build up the image on your screen. Because that's how I'm building it. I have the game run, and then it feeds the results into the UI, and the UI creates the simulation. That's the plan. So far everything's going according to plan, just slowly because I'm new to this stuff. But I don't think it's all that slow. I feel like I've gotten a lot done in a year, a little over a year's time. But I got a long way to go still. Anyway, there's just I want to find something between what you see on these simple versions and those games that go really deep but have terrible simulations. The program on the phone is probably one of the better ones, except it's really generic on its training. It's got kind of, I mean, it's college, so it's not professional, which of course I like. It's not based on anything real. In other words, there's no real player stats or real anything like that. And my game is going to be using real player stats, like actual NFL player stats are downloaded into the system to build up all of the players in my game. They all get their base stats. Now, if you're doing a career or what they call them, franchise mode type thing, your players are going to morph. They're not going to always be that, but that's their starting point. And then the entire game is based off of logic that tries to simulate the same kind of ebb and flow. Well, I hope so, because, well, I'm putting a lot of time into it. But we'll see. And I'm excited about it. And as a developer, for me, I can take joy. And this is why I know I'm going to finish. There's a lot of developers who get into game development, or even people, let's just say just people who want to get into game development, who don't have as much experience developing software as I do, who have not actually built a multi-year project. And they get in and start working on something big, and they burn out after a few weeks or months or whatever. They burn out. And I'm 15 months in, and I'm not going anywhere. And I'm making good progress. As long as I make good progress consistently, I'm happy with where I'm going, right? So, yeah, I think we're making good. I think we're gonna get there. And I think it'll be a good game. Everybody who does like football, who has come by and chatted with me, they seem to like where I'm going with it. And I think once I have a working demo, and I'm talking about working this at the most basic level, not ready for release or anything, but just getting my first simulation going, that's when I'm going to try to launch a Kickstarter. That's the time when all of the references, all the suggestions, all the times to try to get funding to help build your game. They say when you're able to get a working demo that kind of at least displays the direction you're heading in full glory. So I'm trying to get that polished up and get that going. And hopefully, I was hoping I'd have it in October, but that's how far off already. October, November, December, January, February. I'm not going to have it in February. I don't know how long the simulation part's going to take. I'm hoping it'll be quicker than I think, but it's probably not. I've already got, you can see I have a stadium in the background here. You can see it in the back of my my screen here. This is the stadium my players will play on. And in fact, I think it's even got some players loaded on it. They're just there to sit and show off. But once that, what happens is I have a camera that comes up and loads onto the screen, and you can kind of toggle around on the screen. So when you say what can you do? Like if I click over here, I don't know if this is, let me check if this is even working right now. I don't know what stuff I have fully functional. Oh, maybe not that. What is going on? Did I change stuff and it's not gonna? Okay, there it goes. All right, so this is the sim screen, and you can decide what kind of simulation you want. So this is going to tell you what each button does: league play, run your next game. Then you can click. Oops, next. This is my training screen. Cost-wise, I'm probably going to try to stick within the same range that a lot of these kind of games from small indie devs go in. So I'll probably be between $15 and $20. But I want the phone version to be kind of a free version, but I'm not going to do the pay-to-play crap. All right, man. Mr. Bot, you have a good one. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate your chatting with me. And maybe I'll see you around again in the days to come. But you have a good one, man. You take it easy. Okay, so it looks like my training screen. Whoops, my training screen has a button problem here, overlapping text problem. So I'm actually missing a couple of things here, because when I click on these are supposed to be loading up a options screen, but they are not. And then when I click here, let's see if this even works. Oh, my kickoff's not working anymore. I had all this stuff working, but I go through and I change things and come back to things later, and it's like, oh, nope, you broke that, Ken. Good job. But normally when you click this, it's supposed to open up the football simulation scene, which doesn't do anything yet. Okay, that's not true. It does do some like basic startup stuff, but it doesn't actually run a game or anything. But you can see it's not doing anything right now because my buttons aren't working. I mean, they're triggering. You can see them flicker, but they're not coming on. So I'll have to turn those back on. But I got to stay focused. I got to do one thing at a time. Get one thing working solid. Check it in. Be happy with it. Then move on to the next thing, because I keep going sideways and fix a little bit here, fix a little there, and then I do a little here and it breaks something there, and I'm like, breaking everything. So got to stop doing that. All right, so that is not triggering correctly. What time is it? 2:08. Okay, so I've got maybe 20 minutes before I'm gonna have to hit the road and go drop off my car. All right, what's going on, man? Why are you being a jerk? I don't know what it is you're trying to get here. You've got to get this thing working. It's way off. I get so much more done when I'm offline, but I like being online and talking to people. It helps me to, I don't know, just get that burn to keep going, you know. But then I have to go, okay, let's get some work done. Then I go off. So, you know, today's National Pizza Day, apparently. So if you like pizza, there's probably a lot of pizza joints around that are offering pizza deals. My wife and I are going to go. $2.45. So I should probably, oh yeah, I've got about 10 minutes. I got to leave in about 10 minutes. How long have I been on? 54. Yeah, let's make it an hour. So that's about 7 minutes. That'll be a good length. Let's see what I can get done in 7 minutes, and then I will have to call it. Maybe and I'll definitely be working on it some more tonight. Question is, you know, what will I be doing? Don't know. Where will I be at? How much will I have fixed? I probably should start working on getting my stuff set up for my business. I need to go get sole proprietor or business license for it. I have a business, but I can't use it for that because it doesn't make any sense. Active Minds Games is the company I use to sell cases for my miniatures, and I'll be using it to sell this. But it just doesn't work for personal training. Active Minds Games, what is that? It's a personal training. It's like, what? That's weird. What the heck kind of nonsense is that? All right, so we are not properly. So I set that, but it didn't trigger that. Why? Because we did change it. Are these not triggering? So let's go change tight end here. So we'll go 2. All right, over there, and so I know we're not stepping in here, so that's already a thing. So that's why we're not setting the displays on that. But why? Oops, I hit the wrong button. Oh, come on. Why is there so many 50? There's like 50 million layers of Unity crap that has to run in between everything. Stepping through is a pain in the butt. I'm serious. Stepping through Unity code is a nightmare. It's like, I don't want to go through all the Unity garbage. Just show me the thing I want to go to. Yikes. All right, there you go. So, has a value? No. What do you mean it doesn't have a value? Yes, it does. What do you mean it doesn't have a value? Well, that would explain why that's not setting. I don't know what has a value is supposed to trigger. At some point, we need to say has a value. Is it because it's not selected tight end? Oh, yeah, it's supposed to go in here, but because this is wrong, aha! So that's really our problem. Our problem is that we're not hitting this stuff. It's really only got a single value. I don't know why it's even, I mean, it's just a single number. It's 1 or 2. I don't know why. It's like it's splitting at the wrong time. Let's see here. If text is, let's see if this ever hits. I got to stop this just to see if it ever hits. Yeah, we know that's not going to do anything. Okay, so if it hits for some other event that's triggering it, then I have a problem. Yeah, it's never hitting it. Okay. So that is the problem. Okay, so I'm going, I don't think, if it, in other words, it's never using that other code is what I was trying to figure out. And it looks like, so really all I need to do is, if we get here, it's probably not null. Let's go here and then, I mean, what is this doing? Oh, the index. Oh, okay, that's fine. So I don't need any of this. Let's just get rid of all this garbage. Let's see if that one works. If that one fixes, then we might be okay on other stuff. Oh, I don't need this. I'm guessing text is just going to be the value we set here. Probably gonna have to be like a try parse or something though. Is it? What is it? C. What is it? Int. Nope, that's C int. Nope, I think it's try parse. It's got to be try parse, but I can't. I'm obviously not remembering the exact syntax of try parse. Ah. Oh, there it is. Int. Oh, I got to put the type first. I'm rusty, man. All right, so this is try. Oh, int dot try parse, and then we're going to just say text. There we go. Well, I would have thought that would have been all I needed. No overload method, try parse takes one argument. Oh, what am I missing? String, in out result, hint. So where else is this being used again? Hint. Oh. Okay. Fine. We'll go back. So let's doing this backwards. Let's go Control X, and then we'll get rid of that. Like this. Comma. Can I do that? Will it be okay with that nonsense? No. But that is an int, right? Argument 2 must be passed with the out keyword. Really? Okay. No. It's like you cannot convert from out int to out int. So whatever. It's in other words, you can't, a nullable can't be converted to an actual just int. I'm trying to figure out oh, time's up. I gotta hit the road. My wife will be mad at me if I'm not on time. So until next time, God